Like, if you need to fit into a small space, you don't just get to become a gnome.
Oh.
What if I've met a gnome?
Then you've met a gnome, congrats.
What if we want to sell travel insurance?
Then you can sell travel insurance unless the police catch you for fraud. I mean, you can do that if you want to.
So what I'm hearing is my race is getting nerfed.
What I'm hearing is, no. It has to be within reasonable confines of human being.
The greatest bardcore song just came on.
Hardcore.
It's the greatest song. You should open up the stream and see if you could figure out what it is.
Hold on, I have it open, I just gotta mute it.
This is great, I don't know what it is. Oh, hearing myself back is weird.
Wait, is that? Hold on.
I have no clue what it is.
Can you turn it up a little?
Can you crank the music, DJ?
I feel like Twix will get this if you haven't.
What's it called? I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, I know what it is. Yep, I got it.
Anyone in chat? Anyone have an idea what this is?
I have no
idea.
I know what this is. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, you do know what it is. You just haven't placed it.
I probably know what it is, but I don't know what it is.
Everyone in this call knows what it is.
Okay, hold on. Let me actually open Bristen's thing on stream on
Cotton Eye Joe,
Twitch.
I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
It's funny because I thought that I was like, it's slightly too off. I don't think it could be.
Oh god, it threw me at first because it is a little bit different, but then I picked it up.
It's so
great. In the
great.
chorus. Like, oh my god,
So you didn't move fast
I
enough,
hate
Yuri.
it
I
with
planned
every
on
ounce of my body.
singing it the next time. It was there.
That goes so hard, actually.
It was
I
amazing.
was
It just came on
wild.
randomly. I have it on shuffle in this playlist, so
That's amazing.
This
Oh my
is-
god.
You know what? This is what I think of this.
Yuri, come
Yuri has left
back.
the campaign.
I also want to play D&D, so
Gosh.
Alright. Should we get started?
yeah, everything's
Mhm.
No.
unless you have something else to add to start the day off.
Not particularly, unless you guys want a session recap, but I feel like it's only been a week, but up to you.
I think I'm good.
Apparently, Pyro
gave
and I didn't need to
myself
fight the
session
dust,
recap.
guys.
You did not need to fight the dust. One of you does have a language. You could have spoken to the dust methods if you wanted to. They probably still would have attacked you, but you don't know.
Okay.
It could have been Kruu.
Was it French?
It might have been.
It was not French.
What was
Are
the
you sure?
language?
Well,
I will tell you now, Briston, you have the language.
I do?
Yes, you do.
okay, but
What do they
consider they're dead
speak?
now.
It's
so
a
you
Genasi
can't-
language.
French.
Like they might have.
Oh, you
might have
you
spoken
didn't add a
French, and
Genasi
they're
to my
dead.
languages list, so I didn't know.
No, it's not Genasi itself. The language of the Genasi people is an elemental language.
So,
So anything that's elemental you can speak to.
does that fall under the primordial?
Primordial is the language you're looking for.
Oh, see, I didn't know that, so I...
Yeah. Primordial, anything that's very elemental based. Usually that language is what it is. But yeah.
No, because it just says primordial, and Dust Boys did not seem like gods, and that's what that sounded like to me. It was godly. So,
Well,
that's why we had an
last
understanding.
time.
That's why we had an understanding.
That's what they knew. They knew. Well, last time you guys fell asleep at the Sword and Chalice Inn in Casto. So this morning you guys wake up like any other morning. Alwyn, you've been awake for a while. You only slept for like about 4 hours, or tranced in your case. So what have you been up to with all this extra time that you have while everyone else sleeps?
Oh no, I didn't think this through.
What would your character do?
I was completely unprepared for that question. I'll be
Good.
totally real. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Get sneak attacked. It doesn't have to be anything big. Just like, what
That
are you
was so
doing while
good.
you have like 4+ hours to kill?
I think I'm going for a night walk, just a stroll around town.
Okay, just a stroll, not looking for anything in particular.
No, just kind of to be outdoors.
Yeah, you don't take anything in particular of note. There are some people, wandering around at weird hours, especially the bakers are getting up very early in the morning to go do stuff, but you have a nice stroll around town. Nothing crazy happens. Everyone else, as Alwyn is getting back to the inn, you guys wake up. You can make your way downstairs, and breakfast is already being served for the people who stayed at the inn at night. If you recall, you paid for a room and board for both dinner and breakfast, so your breakfast is covered. So you guys can find a table somewhere in the inn when you guys wake up. I know you guys wanted to head on the road, but how are you planning to travel? I don't think you guys ever decided this.
We can discuss this over breakfast.
Yep.
Thoughts?
I'm gonna fly.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
What about the rest of us?
You can walk.
But hypothetically, if you're flying, won't you get ahead of us by a lot?
I'll be the scout.
Are you sure?
Somehow I
I'm
don't
very
think
perceptive.
too much trouble keeping up. I don't think.
I don't really want to walk the whole way. I feel like we could figure out something else, too. Maybe breakfast
I'll walk
is
a little
good.
bit with you if it makes you feel better.
Let's, sit down and have some breakfast before we take off and figure this out.
Okay.
You can get more bread.
Bread.
So breakfast is served somewhat buffet style. They have a sort of spread that goes across the bar, and there is some rolls on the counter if you want to grab some Kruu, or you could go and request from the server who's kind of behind the counter to actually get another loaf or two if you'd like. But it's kind of your typical breakfast spread.
Kruu is
Standoffish.
has one plate and he's stacking as many rolls as he can balance.
There is some equivalent of locks at the end of the bar, Varas.
Locks?
Locks, the type of fish bagels
Smoked
and
salmon?
locks where you put it on. Yeah, smoked salmon. Yep.
Okay.
The type of thing you'd put on a bagel.
Okay. I'm gonna grab some of that and then just fill the rest of my plate with food for me.
Oh, I was really confused why we were so, Okay. Sorry, out of character. I was confused. It took me a second.
Kruu, I kind of want you to roll acrobatics. Just because it's funny.
For the
That is
bread?
amusing.
For the bread? Yeah.
Yeah,
For
you
bread
you
stacking, of
piled it
course.
so high,
9.
Okay, you get a decent amount of bread rolls on there. I'm gonna say you lose one somewhere on the way to the table, but it goes less catastrophic than you think.
Okay.
You mean to tell me Kruu wasn't expecting it to go absolutely perfectly?
Right?
Look, if you rolled anywhere below an 8, you were dropping all of the bread across the floor.
Luckily I have +5 acrobatics.
Oh my god. You rolled
You
a
got
4.
hard fucking
Oh my
carried.
gosh,
I rolled a 4.
Wow. Alright then.
that's crazy.
That's really funny, actually. Okay. So, we're all sitting down with food and such then?
Yeah, whatever food you guys wanted to grab. Lulu will sit on the table if you let her and just pick at the locks that are on your dish, Varas.
Of course I'm going to let Lulu pick up sit on the table and pick up the logs. What am I, some kind of monster?
I don't know, maybe.
Possibly.
And I give her ear scritches while she's doing it.
She'll purr and keep eating her locks.
Okay. So we've heard Kruu and Vanya's take on travel. Varas, what are you thinking? How do you feel about our mode of transport?
I mean, walking for some of it's fine, but we're trying to walk an entire country. I feel like we should be thinking ahead of what ways we could maybe not walk the whole time. Maybe
Um,
commandeer a wagon of sorts?
Yeah, would I, having, been a resident of this area, would I know of where I could, in fact, commandeer a horse and wagon of some
Roll
variety?
me a history check.
History, let
Vanya,
me
you
see.
can also roll me a history check.
I think it's funny that
Plus 2.
the first choice.
Nat
is 20.
20! Woo!
Nat
22.
20.
Hang
Okay.
on, I'm trying to see if I have I have
Mods.
no mods. Okay. Where's the 20? Where's... Okay, there we go. A 3?
A 3. Okay.
Well, one of us knows.
Now disparity.
Vanya, maybe in passing there were some like horse and wagon places you could rent some stuff on your like travels down to the kingdom, but you don't remember where they were or any of that sort of stuff. Varas, you do know that there is a local place in town that will rent you like a horse and wagon. Particularly, usually they have a system where you can rent it for a short time and drop them off in Almany. And then people who are going back and forth will just sort of rent them and take the horse and wagon back to the sister place back and forth.
Why don't we just go rent a horse and wagon rather than talking about walking across the country? Do you guys?
I literally just
I'm gonna be
said.
nice.
I literally just said that.
You know
Kruu
what?
has never seen a horse before.
I was explaining it to the people who are debating walking. Because there is a place not too far from here.
Actually,
I really want
there
to
are
slap
probably
you.
not a lot of horses by where Kruu is from. Anyway.
I really want to slap you.
I mean, if you want to, roll to hit.
Roll a hit, pussy. Do it. Out of character, I say that.
What would that fall under? Would there be any kind of thing that would modify it?
It would be an unarmed strike, so I'd add your strength.
My strength? Okay.
Your strength modifier.
Which one's my strength modifier?
So at the top of your page, the little plus whatever number under your strength, or it might be minus.
Okay. I rolled an 8.
That does not hit.
That does not hit. So you go to slap Varas, and Varas just kind of leans back in his chair, and you just, again, with the same thing that you did with the Mephit yesterday, you kind of like whiff in front of his face.
Now I'm angrier, so this is
In
where
an
we're
attempt to
at.
mediate.
I thought you were trying to hit
well,
me.
No.
Listen, there's no need to fight.
I haven't seen
You
a horse
both agree
before.
that we should go
Well, he's
take a
being an
look at,
asshole again.
obtaining. Well, I mean, maybe he just didn't hear you the first time.
Out of character, I didn't. So.
So why don't we go take a look?
Whatever.
Okay.
I
Kruu puts
suppose
7 rolls in his bag.
Kruu, we can get you
I'm
more
gonna
bread.
actually
Is that
finish
7
eating
more?
my
Did
food.
you already
From my
already
plate.
eat?
I didn't finish.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Okay, write down that you have 7 rolls in your bag, and
Yeah.
also make note that they're gonna go stale, potentially. Okay. Well, you guys can get up. You can return your room keys to the lady behind the bar, and you can head out into town. The shop that you're thinking of is not too far away, Varas.
Before
It's
we
just
leave, can I make a perception check to see if I notice anyone that seems to be worth talking to, like who may know about any dangers on the road ahead?
Sure.
Ooh.
Make me a perception check.
What is? Oh wow. Okay. That is a 17.
17. There's not particularly anyone of note in here that's like a patron that you'd want to talk to, but you do think that the barkeep has been here like quite a long time. Like if anyone's gonna have information about people coming in and out, like the barkeep would be the one.
Okay. So as I go to return my room key, I'm just gonna grab the barkeep's attention. Excuse me.
Yeah, she'll turn to you. You can tell like she's the morning shift barkeep. What are you looking for?
We're going to, wait, out of character. We're going to Brawl, right? That's our final destination?
Yeah, you're going all the way to Sprawl, correct.
Right, okay. Just had to double check. So, Me and my acquaintances here, we're looking to travel to Sabral. I was just wondering if you had, any information regarding any potential routes, any dangers we may face along the way.
Oh, that's quite a distance to travel. What are you going to Sabral for?
Well, my acquaintances, they have business in the area, and I'm just along for the ride, you see.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, your business is your own. Let's think. Nothing so much that I've heard of from the kingdom itself, but if you've never left the kingdom, there'll probably be the gate check before you get into Lanos that you'll have to deal with.
Any, what could I expect for that to entail?
It's a pretty standard procedure. They usually ask you who you are and where you're going, stuff like that. Make sure that you're safe to get into the kingdom to some extent. Lanos is very peacekeeping oriented. They don't really want to let any ruffians in and out as much as possible, but it doesn't mean they don't have problems within their own borders.
Okay, I understand.
They'll probably
Well,
let you through if you just, tell them who you are, give them some good reasoning. They're not too, gatekeepy about it.
The gatekeepers are too gatekeepy.
Yeah, Varus pauses for a moment, thinks about the sentiment that the gatekeepers aren't too gatekeepy, and just says, "Alright, well, that's very helpful, thank you."
It's funny because she doesn't even give it a second thought. She just, keeps wiping the counter that she was cleaning.
I hand back my room key and go towards the exit to wait for the others to do the same.
I'll head that way as well.
Okay. You all can make your way out the door. And in the horse and wagon trade station is just a couple blocks down towards the end of town. Varas, you've actually walked by this place many times before. You just kind of know. It's the local place. The man who runs it has a brother that's out in Almany in Lanos. And they basically co-own these two places. And the two of them basically just take their horses and wagons and sort of pass them back and forth between.
Okay. I suppose, knowing this place, I'll approach the owner and just say, "Hello there."
You see, kind of a tall, gruff-looking man, and he's probably, late 50s, and he kind of turns to you, arms crossed, goes, hello, how are you?
I'm doing alright. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing quite well. Had quite a few horses coming in and out this morning, which was a surprise. Are
really?
you looking for a horse and wagon, I take it?
Yes. Me and my acquaintances were in for quite a journey, you see, and we'd rather not take it on foot.
I see. What size wagon are you looking for? I will say our accommodations are a little bit more restricted because we've had so many people in and out today. And also, do you have a number of requested horses? Sort of up to you, although some of our wagons require more horses rather than less.
I turn to the group, having never actually really traveled, so not really knowing what we'll need, and inquire. Well, guys, what do you think?
I'll just kind of shrug. I tend to favor walking. I'm rarely in a hurry to get anywhere, so.
Well, I'm in a little bit of a hurry.
Kruu is disgusted by the sight of horses.
Kruu, it'll be fine.
When getting too close to the horses, Kruu puffs out all his feathers to look more intimidating.
That's so funny. There are two horses that are kind of staring back at you over a fence over the side of the building. They don't think much of you, but you could puff out your feathers at them if you want.
Yeah, I'm trying to make myself look as large as possible.
They really don't seem to care. I mean, you could roll intimidation if you really wanted to.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do it. I rolled a 13.
13. Okay, one of the horses like kind of side-eyes you a little bit, like you think it maybe took notice, but it doesn't really know what to make of you. The other one is like totally indifferent.
Okay. Kruu feels really proud of himself.
Excellent.
This is excellent. Yuri's gonna
You're
die.
killing Yuri.
It's over.
Oh god.
It was nice
It's
knowing.
Crover. Anyway,
Okay.
did Vanya respond at all?
Yeah, that's fine.
What's fine? Like, like what size wagon? Like, how many horses?
Oh, I don't care. Whatever's gonna get us there faster.
Well, it's not so much a question of speed. It's so much how do you want to all be in the wagon? Do you all want to be on horseback? Do you want to walk some? Like,
I don't know. Alwyn's saying they don't want to do anything but walk, and Kruu wants to fly, if that's even gonna happen, so...
No, hey. I said I typically opt to walk, but I have no issue traveling by wagon or horse or what have you. Like, no need to
Whatever is the party's more comfortable with, I just do not want to walk the entire way.
Could I make some kind of maybe animal handling check to like, even though I haven't really traveled by horse before, to just kind of get a feel for like what would be required, what would be best?
sure, I will take animal handling, or I will take maybe like a investigation. Either way.
What is
Maybe a
my
history.
investigation? Hold on, I don't see my investigation.
Should
Okay, and what's my animal handling? Oh wow.
You can make that one too if you want, Vanya.
Oh, that's a 9.
I rolled a 15.
Okay.
I switched to my other d20, guys, so...
Yeah.
Nice.
Boris, you
Much
don't
better.
know. You're like horses, yay. Vanya, you think like one horse pulling like just a reasonably small wagon for all of you guys would be doable. You don't need like a big carriage or a large amount of space or anything, assuming you guys want to sit in the carriage and have one person sort of like riding the horse to guide it. But it's kind of up to you if you guys want more horses or if you just want to walk. But you don't need anything extravagant here.
Does that sound fine for everyone? Just one small wagon, one horse.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, if you think that'll get us there.
All right, we can reasonably do that. Would you guys like insurance on your horse and wagon?
How
And
does
what would that
work?
insurance cover? What would that entail?
For example, if you get jumped on the road, if something were to happen to the horse, anything along those lines where you get to the other side in Albany and you don't have the horse and wagon or they are damaged for whatever reason.
How much will that be?
It will be 5 gold for the horse and wagon, both, and that comes with food for the horses along the way, and it will be an additional 2 gold for insurance.
Let's get the insurance.
I would like to
Thank you.
haggle, if I can.
We'll haggle them.
Ooh.
Okay. Should I roll persuasion or
Well,
jump?
you have to tell them what
Yeah,
you're
know
haggling.
what you're-
You gotta
yeah,
haggle.
Okay. Oh,
Gotta say what you're after first.
yeah. That seems a little, how can I say, outside of my budget. How say you, 4 gold for the horse and wagon, 1 gold for the insurance.
He kind of like looks you over.
Ella, you are moving. Okay, your mouth was moving, but it just silence. That's why I was like, "Is your mic messed up? I don't want you to." Okay.
Sometimes it does that,
That's
so
why
I
I was
appreciate
like,
the
I want to
warning.
say something because I like saw your PNG. It just like lit up and mouth's moving, but silence. So, okay.
It is true that you should probably not run into too much difficulty between here and Albany. But I have heard rumors of increased bandits along the way.
Well, you see, we're a party of adventurers. I'm sure any bandits we could handle ourselves. No harm coming to your horse or wagon.
Roll persuasion.
+5, baby. Let's see. That is 17.
17. He'll look your party over, sort of look at Kruu's big sword and puffed out feathers now. And he'll say, all right, 5 gold for a horse, the wagon, and insurance.
Wonderful. I hand the man 5 gold. It's a pleasure doing business.
Alrighty. He'll take the 5 gold, put it behind the counter somewhere, and then he will walk you guys over to the side of the building where there is a small wagon that can be easily sort of attached to the horses. It has like some seats in the back of it, a little bit of like leg room where you can put stuff down. And then there are 2 horses. One is like a lighter brown and one is like a darker brown with a kind of like white stripe down its forehead. And he will kind of like wave at you that you can pick. He goes in the back to like get some feed.
Is there like a perception that can be rolled or something to kind of see which horse maybe seems better?
I was just gonna let Varas pick the one they liked better.
Wait, where did
you can roll investigation.
Okay.
He walked into the back to go grab some horse feed.
I rolled a
Gotta pick
19.
the one Kruu wants to fight least.
I rolled a 19, Ella.
You rolled a 19? You think the one that has sort of the white stripe down the middle of its face probably has seen more like actual years walking back and forth from Almany. It looks like it is just a simply more experienced horse. The other one looks a bit younger.
That one. We're taking this one. Don't ask me why. We're taking this one.
Can you check my channel, please, Ella, real quick?
Alwyn will close the mouth that was beginning to open, specifically to ask why, and proceed not to.
Sure, you can roll sleight of hand. First, I'm gonna have you roll stealth.
There's a reason I put it in the channel. Okay, stealth, what is my stealth?
Everyone in the room is going to see what you're doing.
Okay, that's a 19 for stealth.
Okay, you are able to get behind the counter just fine. You see behind the counter there is a box that is locked underneath it.
I do have thieves' tools, so I would be able to, in theory, unlock that.
Vanya is staring holes into Varys's head. Angry holes.
Alwyn's just sort of looking on quizzically. He's not really sure what Varas is up to, but he's a little confused.
What would I need to roll to pick that lock, DM?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand? Excellent. That is a 24.
Okay.
Crap.
You very easily pick the lock off this box. It's not like particularly secure. It's meant to just do a very simple job. And you open it and your gold pieces are in there along with a decent amount more. There's probably like somewhere between 30 and 50 gold pieces in here.
Varys,
I'm
what
just
are you
gonna
doing?
take back what I paid. I'm a criminal, but I'm not a monster.
Varys, we can't. What are you doing?
Knock lights down. I take my gold and relock the box so he doesn't get suspicious when he comes back? ?
You can put the lock back on the box and close it. I'm gonna have you make another sleight of hand check to do so to make it look like nothing has changed.
Oh, +6. I love you. That is a 19.
Okay, you put the lock back on the box, no problem. You don't seem to think that anything is like very noticeable.
Excellent. I return back to the group and just say,
Seems to
keep
be
your
calm.
mouth shut. I'll explain after.
Let me roll your impending doom.
Oh, fuck.
The man comes back with a couple of bags of horse feed. He'll load them back into the back of the wagon for you guys. If you guys had motioned which horse you wanted, he'll start getting it hooked up to the wagon for you guys.
I think that's Vanya's
That one.
prerogative.
That
Yeah.
one.
He'll hook the horse up to the wagon and say, horse's name is Felix.
Okay.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Felix.
Do you want to roll animal handling to like pat Felix or something?
Yes, I am so down, actually.
Go for it.
Hold on.
While that's happening, I'm just gonna say, anyways, I need to grab some more supplies before we head out. I just want to show you guys where this was. I'll catch you later, alright?
What did you roll?
Okay.
Pyro?
You're the worst. Not that. I was talking about Yuri. That's what I was. I hadn't actually.
I'm dipping.
Hold on. I gotta. Where's my animal handling? What do I have? Oh, I have a +5. Okay, I got a 16.
Okay, 16. You give the horse a pat on the head. He kind of like whinnies at you and like leans his head into your hand. You don't think he's gonna be particularly objecting as a horse. Like you think he's pretty well trained.
Excellent.
He will hand you the reins, Alwyn.
All right.
And Vara said, "Where are you scurrying off to?" Also.
I'm just gonna like lurk in the back alleys, keep my eyes out for when these guys are done here. Just out of sight, out of mind, you know?
And Vanya walks over to the counter while the owner is distracted and puts 5 gold coins on the counter. Because Varas is a bitch!
I will be too distracted with the horse to notice Vanya paying back the shopkeeper.
That's very fair.
And then I'll kind of turn and look at Kruu and see how he's feeling about the horse and wagon situation.
I stare at the horse and I go,
How do you make that noise with a beak?
It's a throat noise, you know, and it's
Are
one of the
we-
throat noise.
are we ready
to
when
go?
Crew's doing it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Vanya, are you being particularly sneaky about putting this gold back on the counter?
Not really.
Okay.
He's a little distracted, so I'm just kind of like tossing it there.
No,
Not making a big deal.
The shopkeeper will like kind of acknowledge you and like nod in thanks. Like he's not really sure why you did that, but he appreciates it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just not gonna say why, but I'm
Winning.
angry. I have angry eyes.
No, you can take the horse and wagon and sort of lead it into the street.
Excellent. I'm questioning. Animal handling's fine and all. I don't think I would know how to use reins. Actually, I guess I could like work it out.
Yeah.
I mean, lead the horse for now, right? Like I don't have to. For the
Yeah,
moment,
you're just leading the
actually use
horse for the
reins,
moment.
but it just crossed my mind that.
Yeah, that is the question. Who here has driven a horse and cart before?
Not it.
probably none of us.
So wait, is Varas caught up with us yet, or is it just?
No, I'm still just slinking, lurking around.
Well, as you guys walk into the street, Varas, you can see them from whatever alley you're skulking in.
I catch, before any of them notice me, I catch Vanya's death eyes. I just noticed she's really pissed. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna slink back away for a minute, wait until she's calmed down a bit. I ain't trying to catch a fade, you know?
So so we've walked the horse and carriage like we're on our way out. I'll kind of look towards Kruu and Vanya and ask if either of them do either of you guys have anything else that you need to pick up before we get ready to head out?
I mean, if we want to get our own rations for the trip, you know, we might need some food.
Kruu's good on all accounts.
Alwyn's gonna kind of like blink in a sort of combination, surprise, confused, and go, okay. What do you need? How much time do you think you'll need?
Wait,
should we
pause.
find a place to meet? Should we come with you?
Time out. Do elves
Time
not
out.
eat food?
I'm sort of I'm.
This is a Briston question asking.
Oh no, it's not that. It's the character background. I am a druid and tend to be somewhat of an not wanderlust, but just lots of a
Live
decent
off
amount
the
of
land
travel.
type shit.
Okay,
So
okay. I
yeah,
was
so the
like, wait,
idea
is this something I didn't know
like,
about elves?
I am not in the habit of
Okay,
pre-prepping.
cool. That's fine. That's fine. I wanted to make sure I wasn't just like,
no,
did we
yeah.
discuss this and I'm now being dumb. Okay, back into character.
I will say, you, Vanya, would know this. It will probably take, I want to say like 5 days or so to reach the border of Lanos.
Okay.
You do have enough rations in your pack because you, under the table, a lot of you guys took explorers packs. There are some rations, I believe, in those. And if not, you would have had some from your travels and stuff. So you do have enough rations to get there, to get to Almany, but it doesn't hurt to pick up more.
Like, if we could just stop, maybe get some bread, like maybe like a couple loaves for Kruu and like one or two for us to share.
I'll kind of nod in understanding at the Kruu bread thing. And then and I suppose we could always stock up on rations beforehand. It would save some time.
Yeah, I mean,
If we're in a
I have some in my bag, but I just think we don't know what we'll encounter on the way, so.
Yeah.
All right.
We can speed run the rations pickup. How many rations are you guys looking for? How much bread?
How much bread does Kruu need for 5 days?
Kruu.
Good question.
Kruu, how much bread would you eat over the course of 5 days, bud? Kruu died.
Who's dead?
It's his dad!
20.
20 loaves?
20?
Okay. How much bread do you think the other three of us could probably split? Like 2, 3, 5? Okay.
Well, no, I was about to do math. 5 days. Let me think this through. 3 people. Well, do we have other stuff? Or if we're just doing bread, it'd be more. But, like...
I don't know. Is there anything else you want?
Well, that's an in-character question. Like, on the basis that I don't really know... Like I said, I'm not used to prepping, so I'm actually unsure on whether or not you would have wanted to pre-prepare anything else.
No? I mean, if you want something else, we can get something else.
No, I was just curious.
Okay.
Then...
Where'd Varas go? Does Lulu have food?
That's a good point.
Oh, out of character, yeah, I have rations. I'm chilling.
For Lulu?
I bought fish last session.
Okay.
That did happen. But yeah, so with the expectation that we'd be we're planning for 3 people, I would assume, or I think we'd assume we're planning for 3 people, at least I would. So then, maybe 10, just to keep it a nice, easy round number. Have a little extra just in case.
Okay.
Kruu will eat it. So 30 loaves of bread is what we need.
This is true.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll charge you 10 silver pieces for all of it.
Kruu, I'm going to need you to help split this time.
Silver pieces.
This is 10 silver. Is it 100 to a gold?
I
thought it was 10 no gold.
think it's 10 to a gold, yeah.
So
It
1
is
gold
just gold,
piece?
Yeah, 1 gold piece.
Kruu,
Kruu will give the gold piece to Vanya.
Thank you.
But these rations, I will just say, so Blanket, you don't have to worry about it. Will last you pretty much all the way through Almany.
Perfect.
Okay. You guys make your way out to the edge of town where you can actually sort of like start climbing into the wagon and get on the horse. Who is driving for this 5-day trip?
Well, is Varas back yet?
I assume he skulks out of the shadows somewhere along the way.
I'd ask the thing, but that's fine. Yeah, at this point, if they're at the border or whatever, I'm just gonna silently come back at some point and just not say a word.
Yeah, Varas, there is nothing that you can afford.
Okay, sick.
Ooh. Okay, so having walked been the person to sort of lead the horse to the edge of town. Once we get there, I'll sort of stop. I'll sort of pause and consider, and then look to the other three and ask if do any of you know how to like drive a horse and cart?
No.
I just figured you would know.
Why would I know? I
Right.
told you that
You,
I
you can
that I walk
become a
most
horse
places.
or whatever.
You
You're a
can become a
druid.
horse.
That
I mean,
doesn't
I'm
mean
assuming can't all druids do that? I say in character, obviously.
I mean, I don't know about all of them, but plenty can. But I fail to see how that relates to me. If
I
anything,
just
that would
figured
make me
you'd
less
know.
likely to know how to use
I
a.
just figured you'd know, how horses work.
I guess I could give it a go.
I mean, we could also split up the driving since it seems none of us really know how. If you want to start us out. I will
can
say it's
all do my
probably
best.
better for you to be doing the night as well, though, because you do tend to sleep less than us.
That's a good point. Well, would someone else like to start out then?
I mean, I could try, yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Are you guys trying to sleep in the wagon as it goes?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Varus hearing that Vanya's gonna be away from them for a bit, just kind of sighs in relief.
Having not much done any wagon, well, maybe not any, but having not done much wagon travel, it does not occur to me to disagree with Vanya on that point.
I will say, you guys are probably going to have some issues sleeping in this wagon. But that being said, you could certainly shorten your days with Alwyn giving it some extra hours.
Neat.
Regardless, what I'm going to need for you, because we are going to speed run the trip, is 5 animal handling checks. You guys can split it up however you would like.
Like, each of us need to roll 5?
This is
5
for
animal handling checks, however many you would like to roll
Well, I just
for
got-
people who are driving.
Well,
I just got an 18, so.
Okay, well that's one.
That's one
I
of them.
suspect.
Okay,
I
Varus
suspect
drives one
Kruu
day.
I suspect Kruu is not doing any driving.
Crew's not doing any rolling.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll take an extra at least, just to account for probably that later driving, if we're taking that in, if we're factoring that in.
Yeah, go ahead with that.
I'll do at least 2 of the 5.
Mhm.
Or should I do an extra one on top of that?
I rolled
Just do 2
10.
of the 5. You should be fine.
And
A
then, do you
10.
want 2 or should I do 3, Vanya?
I mean, I could do 2 as well, so it's not just you.
Okay.
I rolled a 10 for the first one.
A 10? Okay, the horse will give you some trouble on that day. It's kind of tired. It doesn't really want to listen to you, but you do manage to sort of get through the day without too much trouble.
Okay, I have a little bit of a dichotomy here.
What'd you roll?
Well, I rolled an 8 first,
Okay.
and then I rolled a 22.
Okay. With a 22, you have no problems. With an 8, I'll say one of your days is very slow going. You hit a patch of what seems to be sort of mud in the road where the horse and wagon get kind of stuck in it, and you lose a lot of time on that day.
Okay. Well, I was learning in my defense.
I rolled another 10.
Another 10? Okay. You have 2 kind of slow days. Your journey is going to take an extra half day to the extra 3/4 of a day that you weren't expecting. But overall, not too bad. Let me roll your impending doom for a second. You do not encounter anything along the way. There are some passerbyers that you meet, but they're kind of just wave and move on type passerbyers. If there's anything you want to do on the journey, you can let me know. If not, we will head over to Lanos.
Have I gotten any better at handling horse and cart?
I'll let you roll for it. A flat D20.
Flat D20? Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 20.
Wow.
Doing that
You know
20s
what?
and we're only
You
not
know
even
what?
an hour into the session.
I'm gonna be a kind DM today. Take a +1 to your animal handling permanently
Oh,
Let's go.
for that 20. Yep.
Much appreciated. I am very powerful now.
Surely you can now drive a horse and wagon.
It's a +6 now, so surely I can't mess it up anymore.
I didn't roll a 1. It's fine.
You somehow got worse and losing it.
At some point during the trip, though, Vanya does stare at Varas and go, "You owe me 5 gold."
Why would I owe you 5 gold?
Because you stole from that man when you did not need to, because you're a criminal. You owe me 5 gold because I paid for what we took.
I fail to see how that's my problem.
Because that was for all of us. I also have paid for your food and your room and board already, so you owe me 5 gold.
How about 3?
5 gold. I am not going to let you haggle me here.
4.
5 gold.
4 and 1 silver. Fine offer.
5 gold.
You won't take my offer.
And Vanya slaps him again.
What's Kruu doing while this is going on?
I rolled a 14 this time.
Fuck, that hits.
You hit. Let me see how much damage an unarmed strike does.
Also, what day was this?
I would assume the first day.
This is day 1. Unarmed strike. Let's see. You know what? Roll a d6 and add your strength. Normally I'd say d4, but this is
I
funny.
define the 6.
I was gonna say, actually, you could take a decent chunk of damage.
Yeah, hold on.
This is funny. Vanya hasn't hit yet. Vanya deserves a d6.
Getting slapped into the sun.
It's a 2. It's a 2.
Okay.
Is that plus your
Is that with your
strength?
strength modifier?
My strength is a 0.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, Varas, you take 2 points of damage as Vanya slaps you.
Kruu, can I roll my d10 for interception?
Vanya,
You can?
Vanya is death glaring Kruu now.
Well, he hasn't
He
intercepted
hasn't
yet.
done it yet.
Before she's a slap, she's death glared Kruu.
What? You can
I
see
don't-
the
This is
future.
not fair.
You can see the future now.
Yeah, hold on a damn second.
He's already saved Varas multiple times. I guess.
I'm just gonna listen to this exchange. Well, what is the word for? Is it driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Driving the wagon,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just be
I roll-
listening while driving.
I roll a 9 and I go, no fighting.
I forget how your fighting style works. That the 9 just is how many points of damage
Yeah.
it's off, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Take
yeah. So
negative
you take
7
no
points.
damage, Varas, but you do still get slapped. Vanya still does hit you.
Jesus. Fine, take your damn gold.
No fighting.
And I hand over the gold, because I don't
And
want to
I
get slapped
count
again.
it. I count it to make sure there's 5.
Alwa's gonna make a mental note to ask Vanya if slapping people is normal where she comes from.
I think it's just slapping. Out of character, I think only slapping rude rogues is what's common where she comes from.
Well, but I wouldn't know, so I'm gonna ask anyway.
All right. So you guys travel for that 5 3/4 days or so. It is midday to approaching late afternoon as you get to the gates. They are big wrought iron gates with walls that kind of go in either direction. You can't really see to the end of the walls, but you imagine they don't go on forever if people really wanted to get around them. It's mostly just to discourage people who are traveling along the road to sort of go around the gate, you think. On either
Wait.
side of the gate, there are 2 guards. They stand there. There's like a couple of lines of wagons next to both of them as people are sort of checking their way through the gate. You think that this is the gate check.
So is this at the country border or the city?
This is at the country border.
Okay.
If you look past the gates, since they are not solid, in the distance you do see a town that is visible.
Okay. Well, I guess who's driving at this point?
Good question. Up to you guys.
Well, let's see. So Vanya started.
Kruu
I
is
probably
driving.
would have gone.
Kruu, what?
Krew's driving.
Kruu didn't roll to drive.
I'm a great driver.
Kruu did not roll to drive. Better not be driving.
Maybe he's learning today.
I mean, you did take an extra
Kruu
3/4
needs.
of the day if you decide you want to let Kruu drive.
Is there space for somebody to sit next to Kruu?
Krew's
and
holding
can
like a rope
drive?
that's not attached to anything, and he's all proud of himself, thinking he's
that's
actually
fair.
driving.
Okay.
Like a little kid with an unplugged-in GameCube controller.
Okay, so
Probably for the best.
but Vanya started. I would have gone next. Varas, when do you think you would have gone? After that?
Probably like day 3, yeah.
Yeah, okay, and then we would have looped around. So I guess it's me.
So, Alwyn, you can kind of like lead the cart into the back of the line.
I will do so.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long. Eventually, you approach a guard that has a clipboard that's sort of standing at the front of the gates. He's gonna like flip a page over on his clipboard and say, "All right, state your name and business, and if you have it, proof of identification, please."
My name is Alwyn. I'm traveling through on my way to Sobral. I don't have any kind of identification, I'm sorry to say.
He'll look you up and down, and let's see. He'll pay you sort of no mind. He'll look to your companions in the back.
Hooray.
My name is Vanya Saros. I am also on my way to Sobral, and here is my identification. She hands him a card.
Awesome. Okay. He'll take a look at your card, and he'll hand it back to you, and he will write your name down. No issues.
I'll sort of, like, watch the exchange of the card with some mild interest.
Kruu also watches with a lot of interest.
Vanya came prepared.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Kruu. I'm from Lunamia. I'm also traveling to Sobral, and here's my identification. And he hands the person a rock.
What does this rock look like? Is it just like your standard?
It's a
like,
rock that Kruu like picked up immediately before like stepping up to say hello. Just a small stone on the ground, like a dusty stone.
Okay. He'll look at the rock in his hand and look back at you and look at the rock. Let's see. He'll like tentatively take the rock and he'll put it on the edge of his clipboard and he'll write your name down, but he doesn't really give you anything other than an inquisitive look. Okay.
You didn't get arrested, you did it.
You didn't get arrested.
Vanya sighs a little, like both of
Kruu fe-
relief, but
Kruu feels
also like, why?
I sigh and approach the guard. My name is Varas A, and I am from the kingdom of Sarentina, and I, along with my companions, are traveling to Sobral. I do not have any identification. I deeply apologize for the inconvenience.
Varas, what do you look like right now?
Same as I did last session, which I think I made a note of. Hold on. I'm like 6 foot, like
6'1".
shoulder length black hair. Nope, 6 foot. I was 5'11", then grew an inch.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember
6 foot, like shoulder length, like black hair, like kind of skinny, blue eyes.
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh fuck. Okay. Persuasion. Ooh, +5. And that is a dirty 20.
Okay. He'll look you up and down. He'll kind of sigh, look at your friends, look back at you, and then he'll write your name down and he'll wave at the other guard to open the gate for you guys.
I will spur the horse on through.
Nice.
Assuming no other complications.
Nope, no issues. Although, Varas, you do feel like you barely dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being racially profiled here, for real.
You are a rogue.
I am a rogue, that's true. I'm being classily profiled.
You're being classist.
As the person who literally robbed a dude like a couple days ago, I'm just saying that's out of character. But
Well,
anyway.
out of character, fuck you.
Classically profiled. Anyway, you can
may
see
have been
the town.
profiled, but you also deserved it.
You can see the
Anyway.
town on the other side. It's not a very far distance away. It's not pressed right up against the other side of the gate, but like it is within visible range. So it only takes you guys like maybe 10 minutes to get to the town.
In that 10 minutes, I would like. Alwyn's gonna ask Vanya about the ID she handed and what it is.
It's from when I went to school.
Well, how would I get one? It seems kind of handy.
I'm not entirely sure. We were required to get them.
Vanya,
I
you
guess-
can make a history check if you want.
It's a 5. So
Okay, yeah, keep going.
yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I guess we could figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, because that'd be pardon. That'd be neat to have. I always wondered when they asked when I crossed borders. I didn't often go through, the main border gate. I did always wonder what they meant when they asked that.
That's fair. Yeah, I had to get it for school, so I'm sure they told me how to and why and how anyone could do it, but it's been a little bit, and she just kind of trails off then because she doesn't really want to keep talking about school.
Okay. I'm not going to push the subject any further.
She just gives
so I
Alwyn
guess-
kind of an awkward look, like, sorry.
So I guess we're progressing the rest of the way there. We're arriving.
All right.
Hooray.
So you guys enter this town. Did any of you bother to look at what the name of the town potentially is on a map or sort of where you're going along the road?
No.
Well,
Okay.
It said
Oh,
Albany,
um,
right?
I forgot
No.
to ask if Kruu got his rock back.
Oh.
Kruu
that
did
one-
not get his rock back.
No, that was to be given.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Crew's aware.
Sorry, I was just curious. Anyway.
It was a gift.
Crew is very generous.
This is not Albany. You know this to be a town that is on the border of Landos and the Kingdom of Sorrentina.
Okay.
Okay. So does the structure-wise, is the main road kind of just keep going through, or?
Yeah, it keeps
we
going
talking?
through the town. As you approach the town, it does start to become like, late afternoon, like the sun is like kind of starting to set. You think if you want a night not sleeping out in the woods, this is as good a place as any. You probably get to Albany with another 3 days travel or so.
Well, this will not cross my mind. So unless someone else brings it up,
Do we maybe want to stop and take a rest here?
I'll
please,
We've been
my
traveling
back is
for a good few
killing me.
days. Rest would do us good.
sort of turn around and surprise say, "Oh, okay." Has anyone seen anywhere that looks good yet?
I guess.
If you all want to roll perception checks, you
Yeah,
can.
that's what I was just thinking.
I will say,
Sure.
you do have to lead the horses over a winding river.
Oh.
This land has kind of opened up to be a little bit more countryside, so it's like very open, less sort of dense trees, and a river sort of flows through the whole town.
So I want to see how you're going to go about this, Alec, because this never happened to me. I got a 0 on my perception check.
And I got a 6.
I am gonna opt not to roll because it would not have crossed my mind to stop, so I would not have noticed anyway. Like, I wouldn't have been keeping an eye out.
Kruu, the most perceptive of the bunch, rolled an 11.
Vanya, oh look, there's a town and a river. It's there. It's going. Varas, your left shoe is particularly interesting today.
There may or may not be a town. You're not quite sure.
Lulu's looking
this
really
is not a
pretty.
particularly difficult check. There is what you can see to be a sign for an inn, sort of like a little ways down the road on the left side. You see a light coming from inside and hear quite a ruckus. Not a bad ruckus, like a festive ruckus coming from in there.
Kruu hops there excitedly.
Wait, so you're just getting... Hold on, were you on the wagon, or were you...
I thought we got off the wagon.
Well, either way, like, on or off of it, like, alongside, whatever. So you just kind of gotta walk away?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
He scampers on. You can follow him, Alwyn.
Yeah, I'll kind of shrug and start leading the horse that way, along with the...
You know that this is standard also. There is a place where you can tie up your horse outside the inn. Usually it's to one side. They will keep your horse for a night.
I will do that.
Then. Yeah. Okay.
Is the same true for... I assume there's somewhere to put the wagon also?
Yeah, you can just sort of put it all. They have a side stable. They get a lot of people passing through who are traveling. This is pretty standard for inns.
I think. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you see a big sign hanging over the front door that says The River's End.
Is Kruu already inside?
Kruu's waiting at the door, but he's like hopping up and down.
Kruu, you can hear a lot of excited people chatting inside, and you can hear some music playing.
This place seems popular.
Well, once I'm done tying up the horses and giving Felix another pat, I'll head over towards Kruu.
Okay.
I don't know about...
Yeah,
kinda
I'll follow along.
I was gonna say, you guys technically are still standing in the road, I think.
I've been following along,
And
trying to
so
keep
is
my
Vanya.
distance from Vanya.
Oh, okay.
I've been trying to keep my distance from her this entire trip. Ever since the slap.
The slap incident.
I have been notably oblivious to the air of hostility.
All right. You guys all walk in through the front door of the River's End, and inside, this place is packed. Like, not to the point where you couldn't find a table packed, but like almost every table and the bar is totally full. They have a small like band of bards playing on a stage, and what appears to be like a somewhat official setup going on in the back with like a table that has like several boxes on it. It looks kind of festive. A waitress will walk over to you guys and offer you guys one of the last few free tables that's kind of in the middle of the room.
Winning. Alright, so... I mean, unless anyone has objections, head over, sit down.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
follow
she'll
the
see you
waitress.
guys. Then she'll see... Are you guys here for the contest?
Ooh, what contest?
Oh, surely you traveled here for the contest, right?
What
We're just passing
contest?
through, but I'm rather curious now.
Well, what luck. Today is the yearly River's End storytelling contest. I figure that's why you are here. Most people don't really stay the night here. It's so crowded otherwise.
Oh.
Is there a prize?
There's several prizes actually. 4 to be specific.
Wow, how convenient. Out of the character, out of character. And what, we just stand on stage, tell a story?
More
how
or
does
less.
this work?
They'll announce the rules and do the introduction in about 5 minutes or so if you'd like to order anything in the meantime. But it's open to all to participate if you'd like.
All right. I think I've got a good story.
Interesting.
One that's quite prevalent in my mind.
She'll like nod at you. If you guys want to order anything, now's the time.
Q bread.
You bread, yeah.
I'll have a loaf of bread and an ale.
She's gonna give you the most quizzical look that you've gotten in a while. She has not heard this one before, but she'll nod and write it down. This girl seems rather new.
Just water for me.
She'll
Same.
nod at you. Yep.
I'll have an ale, please.
Okay. She'll jot it down. It's all on the house tonight.
Oh,
And then she'll skip away.
well.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Good to
Yep.
know. I'm getting beer next time.
So she skips away, and as she does so, you see the bards kind of get shuffled off stage. And a half-elf-looking man, who's middle-aged but on the younger side, with, slightly pointed ears, dirty blonde hair, and sort of like an inordinate amount of freckles sort of smattered across his face, hops up onto the stage. He's very, very excited, and he has this like big smile across his face and eyes that are just as bright with that excitement. And he like doesn't have the equivalent of a microphone, but somehow his voice echoes across the room loud enough to calm all of the festivities that are happening in this room. You think he's using some kind of spell to like project his voice. You're not really sure. But he says, "Welcome to the River's End yearly storytelling contest. As always, I am Walden, keeper of the inn, and your yearly host." Everyone kind of cheers and gives a round of excitement. The rules are simple. Anything goes. Put your name on our list at the bar or with one of our waiters and come up and tell a story. They can be real events, fake events, fairy tales, whatever floats your boat. And as always, bonus points for if it is a true story will be awarded to any adventurous soul among you, he says with a wink. We have 3 lovely judges tonight. He nods over to a table that's at the side of the stage. You can see there are 3 people sitting at this table. One is like a middle-aged halfling woman, an older-looking sort of wizened man who's a human, and a young elvish woman. All of you know these judges. You love them from our local town. They will be deciding on 4 winners tonight with prizes kindly bestowed on us by Judge Carmen. He'll give like a little half bow to the old human man, and the judge who's wearing like very obvious wizard-looking robes will give him a half bow in return. As always, the prizes will be open to inspection and will be chosen by the winners in the order of first to last. But of course, your choices will be blind. He waves his hand over to a table at the other side of the stage, and you all can see 4 large identical wooden boxes. They're sort of painted like a pastel green color. You'd say they're each about the size of like maybe a PC. You can feel free to inspect these boxes as you wish, but you may not lift the boxes for any reason. And with that being said, signups are open, so please head over to the bar in an orderly manner or speak to your server to be added to the list for those of you who are already sitting down, and we will begin the stories in about 15 minutes. And remember, stories that are told on the river, he like sort of stops and half of the crowd yells back, "Stays at the river!" You think a lot of them are locals who do this every year. And the man will sort of skip off of the stage and go to stand near the prize boxes.
Okay, well, this sounds fun. Is anyone gonna sign up?
Yeah, why not? Seems like a barrel of laughs.
I think we all should sign up.
Your
Okay.
waitress will come back with your drinks and the loaf of bread, which she very quizzically hands again to Kruu.
Excuse me. I'd like to
Yes.
sign up to the story event contest thing.
Of course, I'll take your name down right now. What is it?
Varas.
Varas, got it. Any of the rest of you, would you like to sign up?
Yes, please.
I would love to.
Okay,
I will also sign up.
your names, please?
I am Vanya.
Vanya.
Alwyn.
Alwyn.
Kruu.
Kruu.
That's with 2 U's.
Kruu with 2 U. Got it. Thank you. I'm not the best at spelling. She'll like hurriedly like pick up her notepad and she'll like scurry off. You see her like talk to the barkeep. Clearly, you're being added to a bigger list. A group of adventurers who you can tell like they also are very similar to you, have like swords at their hips, get up and they start going over to investigate some of the prize boxes. You can see some of them casting like some spells around them.
I walk over to the adventurers and simply ask, "Well, hello, you seem like you're not around here. I can relate to such a sentiment. What may I inquire as to what some fine-looking adventurers like yourself are doing here?"
They'll kind of turn to you and say, "Well, we're here for the contest, of course." You're talking to sort of like a sort of gruff-looking half-elf man.
Oh, really? You had heard about this prior?
Oh yes, we're local from Lanos. We don't come here every year, but when we do, it's always a good time, and we usually have some good stories from our travels on the road.
Oh, my apologies. I said earlier you didn't seem from around here. I just assumed you were travelers like myself and my friends over there due to, your equipment. I apologize for the assumption.
No, your assumption's correct. We are travelers, but we journey home every once in a while. My friend here, and he like points a finger at a young like halfling girl in the group. She's from here, so we make the journey.
Ah, so you must be popular with all these adventuring tales you bring, well, not every year, but when you do make the journey.
We do okay. When you show up every year or more than once a year, they tend to like to give the gifts to newer people, it seems. There are some people who usually win more years in a row, but generally they like to show favor to those who are travelers.
Oh, that's very kind. This seems like such a welcoming town.
Yes, we do pride ourselves on travelers coming through often.
Well, wonderful. I hope you enjoy your evening, and of course, the best of luck. I go to shake their hand.
Yeah, he'll shake your hand. Are you here to check out the prizes?
Oh no, I figured I'd save that for if I happen to win. Of course, I do not think I'd be so lucky, but you never know.
I mean, suit yourself. A lot of people like to investigate, bring all the spells to check and see what's magic this time around. But whatever floats your boat.
Of course. And I go to return to my friends, as I had called them.
Yeah, he'll turn away from you. The young halfling girl in their group is finishing casting whatever spells she's doing on the boxes and kind of like nods at them, points at one of them. And they turn around and walk away from the table.
Well, they seemed nice.
Yeah, you get the feeling that everyone in here tend to be good folk.
All right.
Yeah. So, with that, they start calling up some names. A couple people go up there, start telling stories about like a wide variety of things. You get some of those adventurers that you talked to who come to the table. They start telling stories about how they've had a run-in with some bandits a little while back. They tell the tale of that fight. There's someone who's a local town gossip, it seems to be, who sits there and just starts telling funny gossip that they've heard throughout the town, and people are sort of laughing. You don't really get it. It seems to be a lot of inside jokes, but all the locals seem to have a good time. There's a couple people who tell sort of more mythology stories. There's one in particular note about an old king who got trapped in a mirror for about 100 years that you guys find interesting. A pair of kids go up and they tell a story about how they pulled a prank on their dad last weekend. It's not very well told, but, they have a good time and everyone's like, aw, they're so adorable. And then they call Varas.
Varas gets to go first.
With a deep breath, I approach.
I did roll for this, by the way. The order is random.
Love that for us. Well, good evening, everyone. I let out a nervous laugh. My story is one from, well, not too long ago if you think about the history of the world, but, about 26, 25 years ago, there were two fae who were deeply in love with one another. And after living their lives, they eventually happen upon a child of their own. But they're ill-equipped to take care of this child. The child was screaming, always so needy. There could be no other reason for what they did after all. They sneak in one night to the house of some noble humans, from the neighboring kingdom. Well, neighboring here, rather. The kingdom of Sorrentina, I'm sure you've all heard of it. And they leave their child there, and, well, it's unknown what happened to the child the nobles had originally. The nobles wake up one morning, and nothing seems to be amiss. They raise their child for 14 years or so, until one day they discover that their child is not human like them. There are arguments between the two nobles. Oh, you must have cheated on me, this, that, and the other. But in the end, they discover that their child has never been their child. Varus looks down solemnly. The child and those who they thought were their parents, they have a falling out. The child leaves. They never really appreciated the lifestyle they were given. They didn't approve of how their parents had coddled them or pressured them to be more outgoing or charismatic. And the child tried to live an honest life. Varas, in this moment, looks towards Vanya. And the child had to turn to a life of crime. And for the next 11 years, that's all they knew. And sometimes, I suppose, that child thinks to themselves that they don't want to be this way. But alas, they were never given a choice. Varus looks down once more and solemnly leaves the stage.
Will you roll me a persuasion check?
Yes, I can.
You have advantage.
I have advantage. Love that for me. Okay, that is a 14 and a 19.
Awesome. You who are sitting at the table, will you make me perception check?
You cut out a little.
You guys who are sitting at the table, will you make me perception checks?
Yes.
12.
Oh no. Hold on. I mean, this is appropriate anyway. I was about to say.
A dirty 20.
Where?
Dirty 20.
Where's my character sheet? I don't remember what my perception bonus is. Ah, there it is. Okay. 8.
8. Okay.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah. So everyone besides Alwyn, you see a candle that's on the judge's table turn from a red to a blue. You guys think this is signifying it's a true story. Alwyn, you do not notice this. The judges nod and they write some notes. Next up, they call up Kruu.
Kruu waddles up to the stage.
The story is true. When I was merely a fledgling in the mountains, I went to the woods because I'd wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. I did not wish to live what was not life. Living is so dear, nor did I wish to practice resignation, unless it was quite necessary. I wanted to live deep and suck out all of the marrow of life, to live so sturdily and Spartan-like as to put that route all that was not life, to cut a broad swath and shave close, to drive life into a corner and reduce it to its lowest terms. And if it proved to be too mean, why then, to get the whole and genuine meanness of it, and publish its meanness to the world, or if it were sublime, to know it by experience, and be able to give a true account of it in my next excursion. I lived in a stone temple alone for many years. Finally, I was found by my father. He taught me the ways of the paladin, and through that I learned the greatest experience is to live for devotion of the god. Thank you.
You hear a smattering of applause. The candlelight remains, in fact, blue.
Clap.
Roll persuasion at advantage.
I actually would also be clapping for Varas. I meant to say that and then forgot. I got distracted.
Persuasion at advantage.
Yep.
Rather.
16?
16? Okay. The old wizened man is going to particularly nod at you.
Since I didn't notice the candle myself before, should I roll to...
Yeah, go ahead and roll for it.
What was I doing? Perception, right?
Yeah.
3.
Okay, you do not notice the candle either.
Welcome to the club.
It's just
Let's
a
go.
candle. It's on the table, judges, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta see somehow.
Next
Well,
up,
most of you anyway.
next up they call Alwyn.
All right. I will walk up. I'll walk up to the stage with a smile on my face. Hello, everyone. I thought it'd be fun today to tell you guys the story about these two field mice that I saw a couple years back. So I was wandering through the foothills as I am prone to do, and I came upon these two field mice in this patch of grass. And see, the interesting thing was they were both nibbling on this piece of wheat, but then one of them got up and went away somewhere. I didn't quite see where. But as I was in no particular rush, I sort of waited around to see what might come of it. And after an hour and a half or so, the other mouse came back to continue eating this wheat with the first mouse. And you see, I found that this was particularly interesting because why would it have, gotten up and wandered away instead of staying to continue feasting with its brethren? I'm going to continue on like this for a while. I'm going to make the, I'm going to ask now, am I going to get stopped?
If you go for too long, you will. But like, they just sort of let you go for a while if you will just keep going.
I was thinking maybe 10 minutes is probably how long
Yeah,
this
they'll
takes.
let you go 10 minutes before someone signals to you, like, end somewhere. Like, they're, like, giving you the, like, cut it off signal.
All right, I'm going to keep going for another minute or two past the signal, having not noticed it at all. But I will wrap up on my own.
Okay, excellent.
Around then and say, so yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting, and I'm glad to have had the chance to share it with all of you. And I'll keep doing the bright smile as I walk off the stage.
Roll persuasion.
All right, you got it. Okay. Hold on. Check my modifier. I don't remember. Oh, it's -1. I got a 17.
Okay, a lot of the adults seem like really bored with your story, but all of the little kids who are like up front right on the stage are very invested in these field mice. Like, they like are really like, all of them have started picking field mice names, and they're like running around like chittering, doing like fake like mouse noises. Like, they're having a good mouse time down there.
Excellent.
I don't know how you did this, but the kids really like your story at least.
Nice. I'm just talented. Yeah, I mean, field mice are very interesting.
Okay, next up is Vanya.
I walk up. I'm kind of smiling. When I get to the stage, I kind of give like a little wave and I say, "Hello, my name is Vanya." And as I've been listening to
Wait,
everyone's...
sorry to cut you off. I really need to know: did the candle change color for Alwyn's story, or is it still blue?
Was this a true story, Alwyn?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
I did, in fact, sit there for an hour and a half and watch field mice.
That's what I figured. Yeah, it's a blue candle. Yep.
Okay, sorry to cut you off. I just really needed to know.
Hi, my name is Vanya. And as I was listening to all these stories, it made me think of my grandmama's story that she would tell me when I was a kid. She always said it was about great Uncle Bruno, but I'm not really sure because none of this seemed like him the couple of times that I got to meet him. But she always did it in kind of a sing-songy way, and me and my siblings would kind of dance to it. And she kind of like stopped. I kind of stopped for a second, and I like clear my throat. And then I go on saying how we don't talk about Bruno.
I fucking knew it.
Again, this is from Grandmama's point of view. So it says, it was my wedding day. We were getting ready, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Bruno walked in with a mischievous grin, and he says, "It looks like rain." Why did he tell us? And doing so, he flooded my brain. Get an umbrella, married in a hurricane, and as the hurricane, as I did that, I kind of like did spirit fingers with just like little sparks out of my fingers, because nothing crazy, just like haha. What a joyous day. But anyway, we don't talk about Bruno. No, we don't talk about Bruno. Grew to live in fear of Bruno, stuttering and stumbling. I could always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate him with the sound of falling sand. Ch, ch, ch. It's a heavy lift with a gift so humbling, always left Abuela and the family fumbling, grappling with prophecies that they couldn't understand. Do you understand? And she kind of like does like a funny little face, like, do you understand? A 7-foot frame, rats along his back. When he calls your name, it all fades to black. He sees your dreams and feasts on your screams. But we don't talk about Bruno, no.
I'll look extremely concerned at that part, but...
He told me my fish would die, the next day dead. He told me I'd grow a gut, and just like he said that all my hair would disappear. And she kind of pulls her hair and says, and now look at my head. Your fate is sealed when your prophecy is read. He told me that the life of my dreams would be promised and someday be mine. He told me that my power would grow like the grapes that thrive on the vine. Oi! He told me that the man of my dreams would be just out of reach, betrothed to another. It's like I hear him now. I can hear him now. And she kind of like stops like dramatically, and then says, we don't talk about Bruno. Not a word about Bruno. And then bows and kind of like starts to walk off.
I will
I
enthusiastically...
cannot believe this just fucking happened.
Amazing.
Is this canonically true? Do you have this uncle named Bruno?
Well, I mean, I said I have an uncle named Bruno, but I don't know if this is actually a true story. This is just what my grandma would sing, and I think she was just being mean to her brother because he didn't seem like he had rats on his back and all of this crazy stuff, so I don't know.
Okay, but I'm gonna let you decide, because you're, like, retelling your grandma's story. Is your uncle, like, actually named Bruno?
Yes.
And your grandma actually, like, okay, if your grandma actually told you this story and your uncle is actually named Bruno, then the candle will light up blue. Even if the story itself is untrue, you're translating a story you've been told.
Okay, that's fine.
It's true that you were told it.
That's fair.
I feel
Because
like
you
I've been
prefaced with that.
rickrolled, honestly.
We
Am I the
did
only one who
get
feels this
rickrolled.
way?
I mean, if you want to be, this is out of character, if you want to know, I rolled a d4, and the even numbers were, we don't talk about Bruno, and the odd numbers were the B-movie, so,
Oh, you know what? I'm actually thankful. Thank you, Bristol. Thank you, Bristol.
I thought you were going to tell me that the odd numbers were telling us where Cotton Eye Joe went.
Okay, so because you added some magic theatrics, I'm gonna have you make an Arcana check and then a Persuasion check for me.
okay. Uh, 21 for Arcana,
Okay.
and a 7 for Persuasion.
Okay. That's okay. Your Arcana's gonna carry you here somehow. Okay. Let me see what I'm rolling.
Probably not as hard as field mice, but story, I guess.
Oh my god, well you're lucky because I'm rolling terribly. Hold on. Oh my god, these... Okay. You guys all sit back down at your table. You have some time to finish your food and drinks. I don't know how I got here.
Owen's gonna, he clapped, but I'm also going to concernedly ask, does your uncle really have rats on his back? Is he okay?
I don't think so. I don't know what my grandma was talking about. I never really saw him with rats on his back. I don't know. It's her brother, so it's probably just one of those stories, you know?
I see. Alwyn clearly does not see.
Okay. Your host, Walden, is going to come back up onto the stage. After you see he's been sort of like conversing with the judges, like they have a little clipboard and stuff, and they're like kind of talking, and he walks back up, clears his throat in a voice far too loud to be actually his own, but it gets the room to quiet down a little bit. And he's going to say, ladies and gentlefolk, our judges have reached a conclusion this evening. As you all know and are well informed, we do tend to err on the side of allowing our not so local folk to enjoy our lovely patronage while staying here this evening. So our judges have weighed that into account, along with bonus points for true stories and some for theatrics as well. With that, I will be announcing in 4th place, we have Alwyn with the field mice story. He looks very quizzically at the sheet. All of the little kids start sprinting around the judge's table, screaming with delight. You think that these little kids pulled for you to get you here? Because they are, like, dancing around some of these judges who you think had little sway in this matter.
Vanya is, like, clapping a lot and laughing, so...
I rolled so poorly for some of the other people, I hope you know. Oh my gosh. In 3rd place, we have Vanya with her retelling of her uncle's story, Bruno. In 2nd place, we have Kruu, who in fact shared his love of being a paladin. And in 1st place, by a shocking margin actually, we have Varas, telling a true story about someone in his life.
Varas just looks over. They've just been kind of contemplating this whole time, not really paying attention to anyone else's stories. And is just in pure shock.
I'll look sort of surprised at the mention of someone in his life that had not occurred to me.
Oh yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, true story has now been admitted. The crowd all cheers, and a waitress kind of comes over to like shuffle you guys up towards the boxes. As always, we will let our 1st place winner pick first.
Varas looks over the boxes.
I was gonna say, if you want to like make any checks, if you want to investigate, if you want to whatever you want to do, now is the time. That goes for any of you. We can do this all in one fell swoop if you'd like.
I mean, I'm picking last.
I got
That is true.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I just
got
get whatever you guys
I
put.
got a
That's what I was left.
13, but that won't count until there's only 2 left. So
Okay. I will make note of it. 13, are you rolling investigation? Are you doing anything arcana based to see if there's magic?
oh, I did for investigation there. I didn't think about Arcana.
Arcana won't necessarily tell you if there's magic in the box. I'm not sure what spells you have, but there are plenty to detect magic. There are plenty to just like potentially like read magic auras.
I'll just
I
do
don't
the
know what you've got,
investigation. I don't have anything for detecting magic down there.
but... Okay.
So.
Wait, what were it? Sorry, the check categories were Arcana, and what was the other one? Investigation?
Investigation, unless you have some sort of magical ability to check to see if objects in your vicinity are magic. Yep.
I was just curious. Cool.
Yep.
Varus, without really giving it a second thought, picks the third one. I did just roll a d4 for that.
Okay, you don't even investigate at all?
Nope.
Okay. You...
Varus feels they don't really deserve it, so they just pick one at random.
Okay. You lift up the third box, and underneath is what appears to be a small bag. It's pretty nicely decorated. It's sort of your aesthetic, to be honest. It's like dark purples and blacks. There's a little bit of silver on there.
Okay. I'm not... I look inside the bag?
It's empty.
Purse.
I attempt to put something in the bag.
It goes in the bag. Are you looking inside again?
I look inside again.
Bag's empty.
I attempt to retrieve something from the bag.
Okay, you pull the item out of the bag.
Hooray!
Varus smiles and returns to the table, bowing to the judges on their way back.
Okay.
Out of character. When do we get our portable hole?
Not yet. But, in case you were wondering, Boris, mechanically you can put this down as a bag of holding.
Yep. Oh, that's what I was testing for. I knew.
I know. All right. Up next we have Kruu.
I rolled a 13 in the investigation check.
Okay. You can't really discern anything too different about the boxes. You do feel like there is one box that's on the end that is tilted kind of weirdly. You think the object in there might be a little shaped funny. But other than that, all the rest of the boxes, you don't get much off of them.
Kruu goes for the funny shaped box.
Okay. You lift that box, and inside you find a small ceramic jug.
Jug of holding.
I bring it back to the table and I pour some of my ale into it.
Okay. Are you drinking this ale?
Yes.
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna make you roll.
Oh no.
Hold on, let me see what I'm rolling for. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll me a d10.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3? So funny. Okay. Your ale tastes a little bit different. But it's just a little bit more alcoholic. Slightly different flavored.
Ooh.
I put a rock in the jug.
Okay. There's now a rock in your ale.
I drink the rest of it.
Okay. You drink the rest of it.
You drink the rock?
Yes.
I'm
You
not
have to
surprised.
ask.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I will say, you drink the rest of it, you put it down on the table. Do you look back in the jug?
Yes.
There is still more drink in there.
I continue drinking.
How much of this are you drinking?
Kruu is not perceptive enough to understand what's happening.
Oh no.
Oh
Well,
no.
Maybe not
Varus,
perceptive.
you're the only one at the
That
table
mean-
with him right now.
Does that mean
Kruu,
you may not notice
buddy.
the jug start running out, but does that mean you're just gonna keep drinking?
Kruu, buddy, that's empty by now. You only poured your ale in there.
It's not empty. There's more alcohol in there.
Yeah, I know, but Varus
I
doesn't
stare
know
at
that.
Varus and I swish it around so you can hear that there's alcohol still in it.
Buddy, that should be... Is it refilling itself? Oh god, okay. Calm down with that. You don't want to get drunk.
Yeah, Boris, if you take a look at it, you see it's no longer the ale that Kruu was originally drinking. This is beer.
Okay. Well, buddy, that just... I don't know what this thing is, but you don't want to keep drinking from that, okay? You don't want to be completely wasted by the end of the night.
It's really good.
Oh god, okay. I just give up and I'll inform Alwyn when he gets back.
Oh no. All right. Next up, Vanya, you also rolled a 13.
Yes.
The last 2 boxes, you don't see anything in particular, but you do hear coming from one box a slight little meep.
I grab the box with the meep.
What, you're gonna take my field mouse?
I grab the box with the meep and I head back to the table.
Well, you lift
Okay,
up the
I have
box.
to-
They're
okay.
bottomless
Okay.
boxes. So you lift it up, and sort of curled up in a ball underneath is a very small fairy dragon.
And I get really excited.
She stole my field mouse.
This little fairy dragon, she's like a nice like sky blue color. She'll lift up her head and she'll like chirp at you. For those of you who don't know what a fairy dragon is, think of a dragon that's like mostly like shoulder size. Like they're pretty small. Like they could probably sit in your palm reasonably well. And instead of dragon wings, they have small little fairy wings.
Does this speak Draconic?
You could give it a shot.
Coin dragon.
So I say something in Draconic. I just say hello, just to see, just to test. I didn't pick up. You spoke too high, Ella.
Hello.
I like squeal a little and pick up the dragon.
She'll let you. She looks like a little bit shocked that she's been relocated so fast. But
And then I
She's
apologize.
not
I'm
like-
like, I'm so sorry. I'm just excited. In Draconic, of course.
you can tell.
Everyone else around us kind of surprised that she speaks Draconic. I'm just curious.
There's a couple people who are like kind of noting it, but no one actively says anything.
And I'm just making very small conversation, complimenting this little dragon as I'm walking back to the table.
She's profusely thanking you for every compliment that you give her.
I don't even like wait to see what Alwyn gets. I just leave. I am like focused now.
Everyone else left.
All right, are you lifting up the last box, Alwyn?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you pick it up, and you see a short metal pole.
Oh! Sorry. That was out of character.
Listen, I know what I have a guess on what it is too, Yuri, but anyway, I will move to pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up.
Hooray! It is just a pole.
Are you investigating it further?
Well, I mean, on not making a particular effort, just like
Yeah, I mean, at first glance, it's just like a metal pole. If you feel around on it, there's some sort of latch or button that's kind of in the middle of it.
Press it. Sorry.
I will sort of just
Did you just get a
sort of messing
lightsaber?
with it to figure out what it is. I think I will push the button.
Did you just
Okay,
get a
you
lightsaber?
push the button. This pole feels like it's cemented in place.
Sorry.
What?
I will sort of attempt to move it 1 or 2 times, sort of confused, and then push the button again.
Yeah, so when you attempt to move it, this pole is stuck floating in the air exactly where you clicked the button. It will not move. As soon as you click the button again, it easily is just within your hands.
So out of character,
kinda, like,
I'm
look
just
at
gonna
it.
say it's an
A bit
immovable
surprised.
rod, and I'm
Yes,
very
it is.
excited about
Yes.
this.
Add an immovable
at it.
rod to your inventory.
Hooray!
Let's fucking go,
What is-
Pyro.
I don't
Sorry,
I don't
that's
know that
one of
you
my
wanted to give
favorite
me that.
items.
I in fact, thought that you guys were not all gonna get these, but you RNG'd that, so.
Let's go.
Oh, this is a dangerous thing for me to have.
I know.
At the table, I do take a moment, like, not paying attention to Kruu or Varas, so I'm unaware of Varas's drunken state, or Kruu's drunken state now. And at that point, I finally ask the little dragon what its name is.
My name is Mirabelle.
Oh my gosh!
Fucking course it is. What the fuck? You did that on purpose.
Wait, I do. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Oh my fucking god.
Kruu drunkenly asks the jug what its name is.
The jug gives you no response. Actually, roll. D20.
I feel like if you,
Oh my god, I died there for a
I
second.
rolled
hope-
a 7.
I hope it's if you if you rolled low enough, you're drunk enough to think it is your secret.
Yup, that's what you're rolling for.
I rolled a 7.
You think the jug said Steve.
Okay.
That's excellent. Have I made it back to the table by the time that exchange is occurring?
Yes, you have.
Hey, buddy.
I'll sort of
Your
glance
bird
at the
friend's
rod
kinda drunk.
and think about it, but not say anything.
Wait, can you repeat
Okay.
that, Varas? I don't think Alwyn heard you.
I said, hey, buddy, your bird friend's kind of drunk. You might want to fix that. You got some kind of jug that just keeps refilling itself.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, but what do you want me to do about it?
You're his friend, you know him or whatever. Get him to stop drinking.
He eats rocks.
Right. Yeah, you know what? Let's just leave him be.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Gonna be one hell of a hangover.
Yeah, Kruu, are you just continuing to drink?
No, I'm just hugging Steve right now.
I was going to say, in this case, it will keep refilling itself with beer for up to 4 gallons.
Oh my gosh.
Let's
I
say
think you
I
die
drank
first.
maybe about
Yep.
like 8 or 9 beers worth, and now I'm just hugging it.
Okay, you are sufficiently drunk.
Okay.
Good.
Vanya finally looks up and kind of presents her little dragon to everyone and says, "This is Mirabelle."
The little dragon will chitter at you guys. Vanya, you hear her say hello.
Hello. Hello
Do,
there.
do I also hear her say hello? Or
No.
was he drunk?
You
If
think
you're
you might
drunk enough,
think
you can speak Draconic.
I speak Draconic.
Oh, wait.
you think you are speak draconic. You think you are drunk enough. You can hear
Kruu
it.
actually speaks Draconic,
Wait.
and Kruu does not understand a word that was just said.
That's funny.
Okay.
It's excellent. What? Hello
I
there,
lift up
Steve.
Lulu and introduce Mirabelle to Lulu. Or whatever, vice versa. And this is Lulu. I just have her picked up.
Lulu is gonna look very indifferent and kind of bothered that you picked her up. Like she wasn't quite ready to go anywhere. Not like super perturbed, but just kind of like meh. Mirabelle is going to scurry up your arm behind your shoulder and hide behind your hair.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Lulu won't hurt you. Lulu's a friend.
Lulu just meows because you don't have comprehend languages up. Meow.
There you go.
And I kind of give Lulu a look and like, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah, Mirabelle is gonna like poke her little head out from behind your hair, but she's not gonna really say anything. She's just kind of back there.
Friend acquired.
Ren. I put Lulu back down and give her scritches to apologize.
She will accept that. Still a little perturbed, but she'll accept that.
Excellent.
Mirabelle, what do we need to get you, food-wise? What do you like?
Really anything. I'll eat anything that you do, mostly. I don't really like meat that much.
Do you like bread?
Bread is great.
You usually seem to always have a lot of bread on hand, so.
That's perfect for me. It's funny because
I'll-
she'll like say this and then she'll like poke her head back in behind your hair. So like poke her head out and then poke her head back in and then out and then in.
What's shaking it all about?
I'll ask Vanya what Mirabelle is saying, because, or actually, I wouldn't understand the questions actually either. Never mind. I'll just ask her what they're talking about. I am interested.
Oh, I was just asking her what she likes to eat. She said she likes to eat anything that I do, except she doesn't really care for meat. But then I asked her about bread, and she said bread sounds great because, you know, we seem to always have a lot of bread.
Oh. Well, that makes
yeah, I guess we
sense.
do.
Kruu fell asleep.
Oh no.
Fucking course
What's
he did.
wrong with...
Roll me a d20.
The hangover check.
12?
You don't fall out of your chair, but you're threatening to.
Okay.
What happened to Kruu?
You drunk too much.
How?
Does anyone want to investigate Steve that Kruu is just holding?
I would like to. I am interested.
I
As he's
also
doing
would
that,
like
I'm
to
good.
investigate.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys can make me either investigation or I will accept Arcana.
I am going to do Arcana just because I do have a modifier and I at least roll a 10 in that
I
one.
think it's the same for me. Hold on. Yeah, it's the same for me, so I just roll. I got a 7.
Okay. It's a jug.
No, it's Steve.
It's Steve.
So my 10 as well is just Steve?
You rolled a 10.
Yeah.
Steve is magic.
Okay, hold on. 13.
13.
Mm-hmm.
You think you've heard of this before, potentially. You think this could be an alchemy jug.
Okay, so from what I can tell, like, this thing keeps refilling, and I'm pretty sure this is beer, not ale. I think it might be an alchemy jug. I'm not too sure, though.
What's an
Oh.
alchemy jug?
So, it is a jug that once a day, you can choose a liquid off of a table and it will produce a set amount of said liquid. Usually it's in gallons. You just happened to roll the, other alcoholic thing on the table.
Okay, that's funny.
Your beer could have been filled with, poison or acid, or if you wanted an inordinate amount of mayonnaise.
It was only a half joke then, or I was only partially wrong when I said, jug of unlimited poison.
Yeah.
Excellent. Does Varas know this?
With your 13, I think you know that alchemy jugs can produce other liquids, but you don't know exactly what.
I mean, all I know about alchemy jugs is you put something in, you get something different out. That's pretty much all I know.
You've also heard that some adventurers will use it on long expeditions through deserts, because you can produce water from them.
And I guess I know something extra. I guess I convey that as well.
Yeah.
Well, given that it was not mentioned at any point that it could be potentially dangerous, I have no further thoughts on it other than that's neat.
It's probably fine.
I don't know what this thing I got is though, and I will display my rod.
Can I look at it?
Sure. I wouldn't push the button if I were you, but other than that,
Why not? And
well,
as I take it, I push the button.
well, that.
Yeah, when you click this button, this rod becomes fixated in place wherever you have clicked the button.
Yeah.
That's why.
I will. Can I make an Arcana check to see if I know what an immovable rod is?
No, I'm not gonna let you make that check. You've never seen one before.
Oh, okay. This is why I keep trying to move the rod. Okay, I see why how do you? I keep trying to pull it and eventually lose
push
my
the
grip
button.
and fall over.
I'll just reach out and push the button again and pick the rod up.
Yeah, I have no clue what that is. I say, rubbing my head.
But Vanya, any idea?
I'm sorry, can you repeat what you're asking me?
If you know what the stick is.
No, I've never seen this. I am honestly just really distracted by Mirabelle.
Yeah, she's scurrying from shoulder to shoulder. She's basically investigating what would be just the behind of your hair.
So I'm hearing now is we have 2 pet fanatics, a literal bird, and none of the 3 of them are the druid.
Yep. Somehow.
Amazing.
I mean, to be fair, I am a draconic sorcerer. And I got a dragon, so...
That's fair.
Yeah. You do think
Anyway.
that this is probably the biggest she gets.
How big actually is the rod again? Sorry.
Good question. Let me check.
Is it like put it in my bag size? Is basically what I'm asking.
Yes, I think you could. It might poke out a little bit, but it's not too bad.
Okay.
Let's
I
see if it actually
just-
tells you how long it is.
Do that then, assuming that I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's fine. It doesn't actually give a length. Yeah, it's small enough that you can put in your bag.
Okay, I will do so then. After shrugging and going, well, it's neat, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm gonna glance over towards Kruu, who I assume is still asleep in his chair. Go, I guess we should probably get him a room.
Yeah, that is very fair. People are like starting to clear out of this tavern a little bit. They're sort of like picking up the pieces over at the judge's table. They're doing like final call a little bit.
Yes, I will wave down a waitress if they're still kind of orbiting or whatnot.
Oh yeah, your waitress will come back over. What's up?
It seems our friend here celebrated a little bit too much. We were wondering about lodgings for the night.
Yeah, that can happen. Sure. We have a couple of rooms still available. How many would you like?
3 would be excellent.
All right, 3 rooms. Forget what I charged you guys for the last place. I want to say it was 5 silver.
It
was that correct?
3 silver.
3 silver?
Something
Okay.
silver,
It was
everybody.
3 silver
appreciate-
for all of the food and stuff and the room.
She will charge you the same.
Okay, I will pay unless you're doing the thing where you beat me to it again.
Oh, you can pay. I'm distracted right now.
Okay, we'll do that then.
I don't even realize that you're doing this for us because I'm so distracted.
Yeah,
Not
she
bad.
will hand you some room keys. Vanya Mirabelle has climbed up on your head now. She's like perching on your head, and she's doing the thing where she like leans over the edge and is
is,
like
like-
staring you in the eyes. Yeah,
And I cannot stop giggling.
yeah. You're like going cross-eyed, and she's having the time of her life.
Okay, so I will sort of. I'm gonna sort of eye Kruu. I'm not really sure how I'm getting him back to his room if he doesn't wake up. So I'll try to.
I don't know
attempt-
either.
I'll attempt to shake him awake.
Okay. Both of you roll flat d20s.
Me too.
I got an 11.
I got 12.
Damn it.
Kruu is not shaken awake.
No, come on. I'll look over at Varas with
Before
know,
you can even get a word out,
reasonably
I'm
obvious
like,
intent.
I'll help, and take one side of Kruu.
Okay. Are
okay,
you guys trying to carry Kruu
I'm
up
going
the
to
stairs?
attempt to carry Kruu to our room.
No. Okay.
There are 2 of us.
Make me athletics checks.
He's a bird. He has hollow bones.
He's
And there's-
also a paladin wearing armor and a sword.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, I
Consider
forgot.
that. Athletics.
You are
13.
carrying a whole human.
Yeah, sorry. What was the check again?
Athletics.
Okay, athletics. I don't. Oh, there it is. I got an 8.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Who's taking the shoulders? Who's taking the feet?
I already, I
Shoulders, I
guess,
suppose.
took shoulders. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I have no particular preference, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Varas, you pick him up okay. He's kind of heavy, and you start like walking. You're kind of in front with your back to the stairs towards the like back of the room. Kruu, Kruu's feet are pretty much like dragging on the floor. Alwyn's having a bad time with this, and you're pretty much like haphazardly like hitting chairs and tables as you go. How are you gonna do the staircase?
Can I ask? I'm gonna ask Varas for a break at the bottom of the stairs. I need a second.
Okay, fine.
I'll let you guys reset.
And we just prop him up
and
against the wall while Alwyn's having his break.
And then I take a second, and before we try to carry him again, I'm gonna attempt. I'm gonna cast guidance on Varas.
What does
read,
guidance do?
yeah, read Varas what guidance does.
I touch one willing creature once before the spell ends. The target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check of its choice. So
Does that count for ability checks I've already rolled?
Well, Alice said we were resetting, so
Yeah, you can reset.
Okay, so the D4
rolling
is
again. I
4.
figured I might as well maximize our odds since it's stairs this time.
Yeah, I will say the
Yeah.
staircase has a higher DC.
Yeah.
Well, I've already got a +4 on it, so it's fine.
Now
+5 if
you
you
have-
count my modifier.
Well, I mean, it's a cantrip. Like, roll your extra d4.
Yeah, I already did. It's a 4.
Oh,
So I have
gotcha.
+5.
All
I
right,
see.
well, make me some athletics checks.
17.
I roll a 10.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Ow, Binks!
Varas again takes the shoulders, and is pretty much single-handedly dragging Kruu up the stairs. Alwyn, you're doing a little better this time, but it really is just kind of like a thunk, thunk, thunk of Kruu's feet all the way up the steps.
Thank God I'm taking the head. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably a good call.
But you guys do get up the staircase and manage to heave Kruu into a bed.
I will lay down on the floor.
Okay.
Hey, Alwyn. I say as I'm about to leave the room. You should hit the gym, bro. And then I leave.
I will ask Varas what's a gym on his way out the door.
Do I... A gym's a thing in this world? That's a good question.
Yes, I mean, not to the same extent as, like, what would be right now, but they have, like, you know, like, fight training areas and stuff where, like, you know, people do train in combat and other things, so.
Okay. I do the, like, inhale boy pose. You know that? Boy.
I know.
I was like, lift heavy thing, get stronger, lift bird better, and then leave. Closing the door
I
behind
am too worn out to argue.
me.
I will continue to lie on the floor for a few minutes. Probably actually do my meditative 4 hours without getting up.
Yeah, you guys all make it back up to your rooms just fine. Kruu, your feet are going to be marginally bruised in the morning, and,
Okay.
you know, you're just gonna have to remember that you have a hangover.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Make note of your hangover.
Make note of your hangover, please do. But yeah, you all rest soundly in this inn for the night. So everyone reset your spells, and we will call it there.
Hooray.
Excellent.
Hoorah.
Next
Hoorah.
time we go to Albany.
Ooh,
Oh,
exciting.
fancy.
Let's
Albany.
go. Well, I move myself like, no, there's not a... There, we're on the border, close enough. Progress.
But congrats! Somehow I rolled poorly enough that you guys all won, which I was not expecting.
Hooray.
I have so many devious ideas already.
Oh, you
know.
me both.
I just have to
I-
figure out how I
I'm
do
not even the
things
one with
very
it, but
I can't believe you RNG'd that too. Like, there were like no checks to be able to tell which one was the bag of holding or the immovable rod, but like you could tell for the other two, like the funny shape box and the chittering. Those were always checks you could make without like, you know, rolling a magic spell or something.
Mhm.
So you just straight RNG'd that.
Ella, can I tell you something really funny? A really funny coincidence.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I
Please.
wanted to like find like a book quote to use to introduce my story. Do you want to know the name of the book that I used?
Yes, I want to know.
Walden by Henry David Thoreau.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. What? That's
I
insane.
Can't
Yeah, I was
believe-
trying to think of like what's like the most like hermit like book, and I'm like kind of like any of like Rolf Waldo Emerson or Henry David Thoreau. So I picked Walden by Henry David Thoreau, and I read a passage from that to introduce it. And you're like, the person's name there is Walden. I'm like, that's a little weird.
I can't
I'm
believe
going to
that.
end stream really quick because
Yeah,
Binks
go
is
ahead.
kind of going crazy and
He's upset that you picked a new
Paris.
friend.
he is extra crazy.
Have a good night, chat.
Goodbye.
Good night, chat. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.